Good morning, good Friday. It's not Good Friday, but you know, happy Friday, I guess. That's fun, right? So how we doing today, guys? I'm gonna have a better day than yesterday. Let's just, you know what? Some days you just gotta cross them off, just forget they even happened. Call them a wash, you know, because you can't dwell on the past, and you know what you really can't do? You can't dwell in the future. It's impossible to dwell in the future, or maybe it's not. But I feel like to dwell on something, you need to have an actual event happen, and if you're dwelling in the past, something happened. Of course, something's going to happen in the future, but you don't know what it's going to be. You can't dwell on something that you don't know what it is yet. You can't do it. And so what I've been doing is I've been dwelling on the present. That's what I like to do. Just dwell on the present, really. Because the past, you know, this is going to happen. Dwell on 5 minutes from now. How about that? 5 minutes from now, we're going to be at work. Because I started this video late. Probably going to run a little bit late. Not late, but going to run a little short in that it's late in that sense. Which is really not even, it's so, if I'm not going to be able to see, I want it to be because the sun's out, not because the glare's so bright that the UV rays are coming through the clouds, hurting my eye sockets, despite the fact that the sun's not out. That's bullshit. I don't like it, but you know what? I do love clouds. Clouds are gorgeous. I love the ones that look like they're really close, like you could just touch up and touch them. The clouds looked like they were hand-painted by Bob Ross. I want to know what drug you take to make everything look like a Bob Ross painting. And I want it. And I'll buy it and I'll sell it. People are going to be like, what's this called? I'm going to call it. It's called the Bobby. People will be like, give me that Bobby. Give me the stuff that makes things look like Bob Ross paintings. I'll do it. Try anything once, right? You know, you gotta steer clear of the stuff that, makes eggs look like brains. That guy's driving away. So I used to kind of think that I'd have an idea of topics to talk about. Kinda losing it today. But you know what? We gotta finish. Because if I don't do this, then I'm not gonna want to do it tomorrow. And I'm just gonna stop doing it. And you gotta stay on yourself sometimes. Even though you don't want to do things, you gotta keep doing them. Because you need to make them habitual. Make good habits. Talking to yourself in the camera is a good habit. Depending on who you are, I guess. You know, recording themselves talking every day seems like something a serial killer would do. Seems like something they would do. And go back and look at them, and just to listen to them, just to listen to themselves talk. You can see the wind's blowing because my hair is blowing all to and fro. Technically, it's not an afro, it's just a regular haircut. I wouldn't mind having an afro, though. That'd be pretty sweet. Afros are cool. I just, what I'm really jealous about is that I can't leave the afro pick stuck in there. That's what I want. And in order for white people to have afros, you usually need to be Jewish. I'm not Jewish. People crossing ahead. No, they're not. They're just standing on the corner. Let's see what they... Now we cross. That's perfect. I was not expecting that. I could have stopped. I should have stopped. But you know what? I didn't. Why? Because you darted out in the middle of the street. We're going to take Destination Parkway. Because we don't care. So I think leather is mainly made of cows and bulls and steers. I don't really know. But what I'm wondering, though, is your leather different based on the type of animal that you're using? You know, legitimately curious. And is it going to have different... I have a lot of interest in things. I don't really have too many hobbies. George Carlin says, interests are free, hobbies cost money. And, you know, so I'm interested in stuff like leatherworking, you know, blacksmithing, a whole bunch of cool stuff. The things they used to have to do back in the day. You see, I'm just stuck in the wrong time period, I think is what it is. When you're in a time like this, the amount of professions that there are is so plentiful. They're everywhere. And it makes me think that back in the day, there's only a handful of jobs that really like were part of keeping the societal cog in the societal machine moving, which would be, you know, you're our blacksmith, you're gonna do the leather work, you're gonna make the things that we sit on top of the horses with. So back in the day, I can see that kind of made more sense, but now, like, you just gotta. Things are more complicated, and I don't think they're... I think what it is that I really wish there is like an absolute necessity for what I was doing, you know? Like, I like to feel like I'm more part of something than I actually am. Because, yeah, I'm the guy that delivers you your stuff when you're too lazy to go and get it yourself, which I prefer because I need the money. But outside of that, I don't really feel like I'm making a giant metal suit for, that's a nice looking turn signal you got there, man. I never seen one light up that color before. So, yeah, you know what I'm kind of saying. I'm pulling up to work right now. This is a first. I'd get me going into the door, but fuck that. Fuck it! Fuck it! Don't give a shit, mother flower. Goodbye. I will see everybody tomorrow. Who is here? I don't recognize this truck. Into the abyss, homies. Into the abyss.